Hello everybody, and welcome back to the PC test server with me and Fallen. And today we're taking a look at Game Update 40. Yes, Game Update 40. There's a couple things that I wanted to show you guys in this, and I know I'm coming a little bit late into the game, but you know what? Better late than never, right? So a few things that I wanted to talk about today. There's new boosts. We now have the weapon mastery styles that you can add, and I also want to take a good look at the new gadgets upgrade, basically the new revamp of gadgets. So first off, we're going to start off with the boosts. They've added a new section of boosts, boost 3, to your mainframe. Yes, so these ones cost quite a bit. These ones here, your final boosts that are currently in the game, cost 3,000 marks of triumph. These ones will cost you 15 and a half, a little bit more, 1,000 marks of triumph. So one thing that I kind of noticed, I don't know if they're going to raise the triumph cap, but right now it's still stuck at like the 68,000. So you're gonna have to do this in increments. Lasts for 30 days, and then you gotta get it again, unfortunately. But that's fine. If you're playing a lot of War of the Light Part 1, you're gonna get plenty of marks for this. But let's take a look at a couple of these. So I kind of want to take a look at Orbital Strike and Supply Drop. Why? Because supposedly their animations have been updated, and so that should be fun to see what that looks like. So I think right now I have Orbital Strike, but I'm gonna quickly grab Supply Drop. Yes, thank you. All right, so let's give a gander to the Orbital Strike. Okay. It seems about the same. Probably with some enemies, it might hit harder. Let's see. I don't know. Let's go ahead and try out the Orbital Drop. Or Supply Drop. Let's take a look at the Supply Drop really quick. See what's up with that. Meh. Kinda cool. You get a fifth one? Is it like slowly going through all the different ones then? Interesting. So that's what's happening. Not very exciting. Yeah, but they've added that, so if you guys want more power and more things with your supply drops and your tactical mods, which are always helpful, you can now do that, so that's pretty cool. Nextly, the thing that I think everybody is excited about is the ability to change the style of your weapon mastery. Ever since we got weapon mastery, people have been asking, hey, I really want a different style. I don't really like the look of the hammer that I got. Let me go ahead and change that really quick. And while I change that, I can explain something to you guys. Now, I don't know if you guys watched or remember, but I remember them saying that you wouldn't have to go hunt for styles for your weapon mastery. You would just be able to use any of the styles. At least that's what I got from it. But that's not the case. You do have to actually obtain the style, and then you can use it on your weapon mastery. So if you don't have the style, you don't got it. So yeah, the default one, the default hammer, a sledgehammer. It's alright, it's not very exciting. So I don't know, we can switch it up to, why don't we switch it up to the Titan Blade? I like the Titan Blade. And same with anything else, as long as you have the style, you can use it. But if you don't, well, sucks for you, right? So I just put Desert Eagle on here. It's a little bit hard to see Desert Eagle, so I might switch it up to something else like the Alien Tech Blasters, just to show you that really quick. But let's go ahead and do Weapon Mastery combo. So yeah, now you got your swords rather than the hammer. It's pretty cool. Now you got a new style. You can change what you like about your character, or you can be a little bit more intense. He or she. The pistols, let's go ahead and throw some shield out. Yeah, so it's a little bit hard to see them. If you get some more crazy looking blasters and stuff like that, let's switch up to that. A little bit easier to see, still kind of funky. But it works, it looks cool. And so that's kind of a nice touch to be able to do that now. I think we've been waiting a little while for that, so it's good to see it come to the game. Another thing I really just quickly wanted to touch on, they've done a lot of crash fixes, so if you guys want to check those out, they are in the description. Takes you to the whole update page. And also, the rare style vendor has been updated with new styles, some pretty cool styles that you guys are going to like. It's got stuff like the Oolong, the Digital Invader, the Brainiac Invader. So, if you want those... Oh, and it's got like Traces of Time and Time Traveler. So, yeah, if you guys wanted to get those styles and you're not getting them, you can cough up a good 70 Marks of Fury and get those. So that should be fun for you. On the topic of that, I'm always kind of worried about the whole adding rare styles to the vendor. Personally, the reason it worries me is because some of the styles are nearly impossible to get. It's like a 1 in 100 chance of getting some of these styles. And adding it to the vendor, it does give you another way to get it, but does that make it harder for you to get it in-game? That's what I'm worried about. If they would make it more difficult so you would spend more time and effort and possibly money to get more marks so you could buy that specific style. I would hope not, but it's always a worry when they do things like that. So, lastly, something that I want to hit on, and before I start, last time I did powers, you guys got very upset with me. Do not freak out. I am just going to explain a couple things. I'm not going to tell you how to play your character. I'm not going to tell you how it works exactly. I'm just going to give you the basics of what the powers are. So, gadgets have been revamped slightly, the DPS side of it. Basically, and I kind of agree, the DPS side on gadgets isn't the greatest. So they have tried to balance it so that you have more abilities to compete with other powers. One of the really cool things that they've added, which is more of for you, is they've added in, let me show you guys here in the power menu, in the traps menu, you now have the battle display. Survey the battlefield for enemy weak points through a heads-up display and heal yourself over time. So it gives you a little bit of healing and it lets you view the enemies, their weak points, I suppose. The damage roll effect that it gives you, it's called Battle Awareness. So, for instance, Fear Gas, when you use this, the damage roll, Battle Awareness causes enemies to restore power, increasing all damage, so forth and so on. So it gives you power when you're in Battle Awareness, and it looks pretty fantastic. Check that out. So that lasts for a little bit of a while, and you can attack and get power from enemies. It's probably not going to be the best beating on this guy, because he's not going to really give me anything. But it works with a lot of powers they've upgraded with it. So like the Taser Pole, Fear Gas, these Dazed Darts. I think they changed the Sleep Darts to a different name now. Or did they? Paralytic Dart. That's what it is. So another thing that they're adding to it, this kind of brings me on to the next section of things that they're doing, is certain powers work with certain other powers now to give you a more powerful attack. So for instance, the Paralytic Darts, power interactions. Dazed enemies take additional damage, of course, but enemies take heavy damage when Paralytic Dart is used immediately after unstealthing using Distract, or applying 3 different power interactions from the following superpowers. Cryofield, Cryofoam, blah blah blah. So if you use it in conjunction with any of these, you're going to get, in a specific way, you're going to get more damage out against the enemies by doing it. And then lastly, I don't really want to show you guys that. You guys can figure out exactly how you want that to work. But basically, you know, if you're in here and you immediately use, like, if you go unstealth and then you would throw that, you would probably get more damage. As far as I can tell, that's what it is. Don't hate me. I haven't tried it, but I just thought I'd let you guys know that there's more power interactions with gadgets than there were before. So you have more possibility of dealing damage in the future, and you can play your gadget's character, if he's a DPS, a little bit differently in the future. And then lastly, a couple things. In stealth, you're able to use more powers without unstealthing, so I'm never played as stealth, because really, I haven't really had a reason to, except for in maybe PvP. But certain powers will no longer make you unstealth. Certain ones will. And you can use your battle awareness while stealth to get you more power and such. So, pretty cool. They're adding some new features to gadgets. Please go try them. Don't yell at me for saying anything that's incorrect that you don't like. I apologize ahead of time. But I thought I'd let you guys know that there's changes going on with gadgets. So be prepared in the future to be changing your loadout. That's pretty much it for Game Update 40, the things that I wanted to cover. So thank you guys for joining me for another episode of us looking at game updates in the PC test server. And I will see you all next time.